Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. Please, if you love WWE content, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Subscribe to this channel because we have WWE content coming out every single week. We cover Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. We do something here that I love, which are the email videos. That's what this video is here today, where subscribers send in their emails. I will answer them on video. We will talk about it afterwards. It's all a great time. So if that's you, if you're somebody who likes wrestling content, WWE content, subscribe to this channel. All right, this is another email video. We had one on Friday. I said there would be another one on Saturday. Here we are. Today is Money in the Bank Day. I'm excited for this PLE. It's going to be a great one. I feel like there's only a few matches. This was recorded before SmackDown, so don't know if there's going to be anything else added, but we had some good ones. It's gonna be an interesting show because I feel like there's some things that could happen. Let's get into these emails. I don't know if they're going to be related. This is always the first time I read them is when I read them when I'm answering them, so I don't know what's coming. I don't know if there's going to be any Money in the Bank related questions. I know the last video there was some R-Truth stuff still. Everybody's still kind of getting over it and getting past it. It's hard. It's tough. We all love our truth, and we're going to try to make our way through it. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got Clayton Cragen, my boy. He says, "Our boy Cena question" is the title of this. Okay, it's kind of a lengthy email here. Let's see. I'm going to try to get through it here. He says, "So I know there are mixed feelings about Cena as a heel, and I'm here for it. Let's go Cena. But my question is, so every time since being a heel, he's had a promo and then tried to get the jump on his potential new opponent. Why do they always let the good guy win that?" Okay. There have been numerous other heels and occasionally would get the upper hand after a heel promo, and not once has WWE allowed Cena to get the upper hand after the promo. Why? I really think they've dropped the ball on that. I know others wouldn't agree with this next point I'm going to make, but there's only one thing I would like to change with Cena right now. He's being a good classic style heel. Heels cheat to win. Heels take shortcuts. Heels have matches they don't want to wrestle in. Heels Heels do that very thing that you don't want them to do. That's what makes them a heel. My prediction, and no, I don't want to see this happen, but I think Cena and Rhodes will have a rematch at the Royal Rumble, and Rhodes will win the match and championship to cap off the second night. But anyway, stay bitter, my friend, and wait on Cena to love us back. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Thanks, Clayton. That's a long email. I hope I got through it at a good pace for everybody. A lot to unpack there. Yeah, so as far as the whole Cena not getting the upper hand thing, I think it comes down to this. Cena, before coming back to WWE, was losing every single match possible. Like, this dude has not won a singles match before this run for like 3 years. I think what Cena is trying to do is find a balance here of being a good heel, like doing a good job as a heel, and I think when he's on his, I'm gonna say like he's on his back after these getting the jump on of an opponent and stuff like that. It's usually the other way around. It's usually the pattern is whoever's laying on their back at the end is the person who's actually going to win the match at the show. And Cena's been doing that a lot. He's been on his back. He's been laid out, flattened, and. It makes everybody think, oh man, Cody Rhodes, he's gonna beat him at the PLE. Look what he just did to Cena right there. And then at the PLE, Cena beats him. So I think that's what we're seeing a lot of. It's like, because Cena's gonna win at the PLE, I think you're still trying to make the good guy or the babyface look like he's got a shot. You know what I mean? So Cena's gonna eat crap leading up to the PLE, and then when the PLE happens, Cena wins. I think that's what they're trying to do. And, that's kind of a classic thing. They do that often a lot. A lot of the times, though, you're right. The heel will be the one standing tall. And then at the PLE, it's like, you have the choice of either having the babyface go over, or you can continue having the heel be the bad guy. They could still do that. Like, it probably wouldn't hurt having Cena do that. Like, having the upper hand, standing tall at the end, on a SmackDown or something, and then the PLE comes, and then he still wins. Like, that would make him even more of a heel, make people upset even more, is that the good guy is not getting any chance here. But I see what you're saying. And the whole Cody Rhodes winning at the Royal Rumble, I actually think it's going to happen sooner than that. I don't think... Well, he can't win at the Royal Rumble anyway because Cena is done after December. So Cena will be losing that title before the year's over. And, of course, Royal Rumble's usually in January of the following year. So I think Cody Rhodes beating Cena will happen at SummerSlam for the titles and or even Night of Champions, maybe. I think that's going to be in Saudi, and I think they're going to want a big show there. So I could see Cody versus Cena, and Cody wins it there, maybe, or SummerSlam. I think those are the two options, and then maybe we get Cena coming back to being a bad guy or a good guy and loving us again. Thanks a lot for that email, Clayton. Let's get into the next one here. This one's from Billy Lindsay, my boy. I always say that for everybody. You are, though. I love you guys. This is you've been here since like day one, most of you, and I appreciate that. And you're still rocking together. We're still going. So Billy was definitely one of those people. Billy says, Travis, do you think there's still a slight possibility that R-Truth's recent announcement regarding his contract not being renewed could be a work? Like we've discussed before in one of your comment sections, no doubt there's tons of storytelling possibilities here, not at the least of which involve John Cena. Billy. Yeah, I think it was you that we spoke in the comments, and I want to give you credit on this if you're the one who said it. If you're not, then whoever said it, I apologize. I'm giving you the credit, whoever said this, but I'm pretty sure it was Billy. In the comments of one of the other videos I had, I'm going to say Billy because I think it was Billy. Billy mentioned, WWE has a chance to do something huge and great right now. And actually, I think I've seen Bubba say this, Bubba Ray Dudley, recently. You could have John Cena come out and say, I'm the one that was responsible for getting rid of R-Truth. You all loved him. I'm here to ruin wrestling, so I'm the reason why he's gone. I told The Rock not to re-sign him, whatever. That right there would be great for John Cena. That would be a great heel move, a real dick move from John Cena. If you want to get people to actually boo him and give him some real heat, that's a way right there because everybody's still fresh on this. Everybody's still upset about the R-Truth thing. That would be a beautiful way to get a bunch of heat on Cena for doing something like that, even though technically it had nothing to do with him. So, Billy, if that was you that said that, I appreciate that, and hell of a point. Let me see if I missed anything else there. Could it be a work? I don't think it is a work, but I think they could turn it into one, like we said, if John Cena decides to do that. I was saying for a while, too, I think maybe R-Truth would pop back up. It'd be funny if he showed up to TNA and kind of thought he was still working for WWE. I think that would be pretty funny. Found his way into NXT kind of thing through TNA. I don't think it's a work anymore. After the first few days, I thought it was or could be. I think the only way that it would be a work now is if John Cena kind of makes it into a work by mentioning him in a promo and kind of just like shutting it down and getting people really upset about it. Thanks, Billy, for that. Let's do one more here. Patrick P. Good day, sir. Bitter. Just kidding. Hope all is well. I saw an article today that shocked me. It suggested Roman Reigns could be on the chopping block if TKO looks at his pay and his dates worked and decides he isn't worth the money. This sounds crazy to me, but I want your rabbit hole thoughts. If TKO fired Reigns and AEW acquired him, would that make AEW must-watch TV? Would it make them a same division competitor to TKO, formerly WWE? One word, four letters, yeet. Patrick, this is a good question. But, there's just some people that I could never see going to AEW. Roman Reigns is one of them. First of all, Roman Reigns wants to work less. It's obvious. He's been that way for the past few years, really. He wants to work less, and I don't even know if it's because he wants to or if it's just because his body. Obviously, he's went through the leukemia thing. He's older now. You kind of want to preserve as much as you can. Our tribal chief doesn't need to be putting his body through it every single week, especially because I think Roman Reigns is already looking at the end of the road. Like, he's looking at, contract, the future. He's mentioned it before. He said that, if Paul Heyman is not with the tribal chief, then Roman Reigns is no longer the tribal chief, or, something of that variation. He's also mentioned that, his time is winding down. He said that he's not going to be doing this forever. So Roman is already looking at that. I don't think if WWE were to let him go today or tomorrow, whatever, I don't think he would go pursue another wrestling company. I think right now at this point in Roman Reigns' life, it's either WWE or just completely nothing at all. And honestly, I think he's right in thinking that way if that's his train of thought, because Roman Reigns has blown up and made a crazy name for himself over the past few years. And obviously WWE owns that name, Roman Reigns. If he goes to AEW or somewhere else, He's going to have to be known as something else, and that's like starting all over again. Even though people technically know who you are, I think it doesn't feel the same. And of course, you can make different excuses or examples. Like Edge went to AEW, Christian at their age, and still had a good, like, lengthy career there. But a run, I should say. But Roman Reigns, I think, is different. I think it's the willingness of Edge and Christian wanting to wrestle and ride it out and go as long as they can until the wheels fall off. I think that's the way they want to handle it. But for Roman, I think it's different. I don't think Roman wants to ride until the wheels fall off. I think Roman wants to do this until his contract's up, and then it's like, okay, I accomplished that. I think it's time for me to, go my own way now. So I think Roman's looking at it differently. I don't really see him going to AEW or anyone else, really. And honestly, I mentioned in another video, the ball's in Roman's court. Like if TKO is giving him the option, if they're asking Roman, can we renegotiate your contract? I think he has every bit of a right to say no. That's the contract they agreed on. That's what they thought he was worth, or that's what he asked them to pay him, or what he thinks he's worth, and they agreed to it. That was an agreement between Roman and whoever signed him, WWE, TKO, whoever you want to say it was. That's an agreed upon contract. So Roman doesn't have to back down. He doesn't have to trim down or trim money off his contract at all. And he's not a bad guy if he doesn't do that. That's, I'm all for somebody and anybody getting as much money as they possibly can, athlete or non-athlete, person, regular, real-life, normal-day person, or a celebrity. It don't matter. I believe you should get as much as you think you're worth or more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to argue with somebody with that. And I would never tell somebody to take less money than they think they should be getting. So if Roman decides not to renegotiate and TKO thinks it's best if they just cut ties with him, then hey, no sweat. Roman Reigns, you did the right thing. I don't think he should back down at all. So I don't know how that's going to go. I also think it'd be kind of foolish to cut him right now. Even though if he is looking at the end of the line right now, thinking that he's kind of towards the end of his career, I think TKO would be making a big mistake right now because Roman Reigns is still like an enormous draw. And by trying to cut money, you're cutting yourself out of money by letting Roman go. Roman can still bring you a lot of money. You want to keep that. You want to keep that around. Especially when there's guys that might not be coming back. Goldberg might be coming back for one thing only. He's not going to keep doing this. He's not going to keep coming back. Brock Lesnar, I don't know if we're ever going to see him again. I don't think we're going to see Undertaker again. Your guys are leaving. John Cena's last year. You know what I mean? Rock is working less and less as time goes on. You have still a big life, real draw here with Roman Reigns, and I think they're going to milk it as much as they can before he decides to call it the quits. If he doesn't want to go back on the money, that's on him. That's all good on him. TKO will have to find another way to handle it. All right, my friends, I appreciate you checking out this video. I hope you all enjoy Money in the Bank later on today. We will be back to discuss what happens, the fallout of that show, especially if something big happens, like I'm thinking it might happen. Maybe a cash-in or something, or our tribal chief returning something. I appreciate it. Please like this video if you haven't yet. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love to have as many wrestling fans on this channel as possible. That's what the goal is. We want to get everybody in on here. Until we eat again, my friends, have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you in the next video. And as always, stay bitter.